sitting sitting across from two women. I think there's an argument just brewing. I feel nagged already. No one said anything as they sip their tea. I feel like Homer Simpson next to what's the sisters that hate him? Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Selma, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. So what y'all want to complain about? Just go ahead and get off top. Just go ahead and tell me what y'all complain about. Tell me why men are the worst. Just tell me. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Get out your chest.
All men aren't the worst.
Oh man, the worst. Yeah, you must know. You must know me.
I can't.
Bye.
What we got? What's news? What's not news? What's on your island, Ashley? Yeah. Why are you on the island? Pass the mic. Slide it over in the middle. There you go. Hey, that's happening. Ain't up for you. All right, we good. Let's go.
Why am I on the island?
Yeah, why are you on the island?
I just like to stay
Who
focused.
hurt you?
You know.
What's his name?
I can't say his name.
I know, I'm playing. I'm being messy. You know what I mean?
I can't say his name, but I'm just refocusing and just trying to
Refocusing means she cut his clothes up, y'all.
What?
Or it's one of two things. She either cut his clothes up or she placed them in boxes nice and neatly, meaning once she picked that up, you never coming back here again.
Now, I didn't do that, but back in the day, I did break in his house.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Yeah, so.
Did you pull a kick door?
No, see, there was like, you know how like they have the air conditioners in the windows, and
You
they
kicked
have
the air
the post
conditioner?
thing to hold it in. He won't open the door.
He owed you some money?
No.
What?
He was
trying to?
lying and cheating, so I kicked
Oh. Did you find out what you were looking for?
I found him.
Oh, he was in witness protection mode?
Well, I guess so. He was hiding from me.
What you do? You got prize. Wait a minute. Are you ducking the laws? Is that why you in witness protection mode? Like, what's good? Let's talk to the people.
Okay, so
I'm not trying to get anybody indicted here now.
So this is an old relationship, and so what happened was basically I called him up.
Okay.
Right. And
How you black men cheat? This is a white guy, huh?
black men do cheat.
Black men
not
don't
all
cheat.
of them.
Cheat,
Some of them are good.
I know not what you speak of, lady. But go ahead.
Okay, we'll address that in a minute.
Okay.
But, it was a situation where I called him up. He lied about it. He was at the house. Somebody called me. I was like, hey, he did X, Y, and Z. So I went out there, and he wouldn't open the door, and so I had to get in. So I had to break a couple laws.
Break a couple laws.
Yeah.
So when you found said gentleman that wasn't cheating, I'm pretty sure he's just making his fantasy football lineups, important stuff.
It's definitely not.
Listen, what did you say to him when he's clearly startled? He said, "Hey, I'm pretty sure you weren't supposed to be here, and my house is getting warm. AC is not working."
Well,
what'd you do? What'd you say?
he was very startled.
I'd imagine
he
so.
couldn't deny it because I had already called him up. You know what I'm saying? Like in text messages and stuff like that. So at that point, it was just a brewing fight.
Oh, so you go through phones.
I do.
It's your fault for
Well,
looking.
I did.
Oh, I do.
I don't anymore. You have to grow up. So, but anyways, it was a heated argument, and I kind of smashed 2 plates on the.
Niggas love this toxic shit, man.
You say you smashed what now?
2 plates. Like,
Why 2 plates? You had to double up. You take 2 plates at the cookout too?
No.
No, you say 1 plate. Just 1 plate, but you gave him 2 plates. And how do you feel about this? You co-signed this behavior? Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Why? You just co-signed domestic violence. This is where this at? Where we do this at together?
Sometimes, you have
Flip bad. It got bad quick, yo.
to get your point across.
Yeah.
To certain people.
You just told me, yeah. I had to cut him, yeah.
You too. I mean,
He had to show a little blood so I could see what he was feeling inside.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think men.
Hey, check my brake line.
Let's talk about men and brake lines. Should I go out there and cut them?
Right. Jeez.
That's a good idea.
It is. Notice
It's
that.
not a good. No. What is happening here? I'm nervous.
It's a good idea. Well, you're
I
a
need-
good dude that doesn't
Right.
cheat, so you don't have to worry about that.
So this only cheating that triggers this type of emotion.
Yeah.
Only.
Cheating and lying in domestic, like assault or something if you hit one.
Okay. Okay, that's different. I concede to that.
So you're good.
Okay. So how long have you been on this island? Refocusing.
For a while now. I had to do like a.
One calendar, 2 calendars.
Well, actually, it's been about a year.
Do you know who you are now?
I do.
Did you align your chakras?
I did.
Hey.
But yeah, it's a good thing. You have to refocus.
What was your
regroup.
breakthrough? Did you notice a breakthrough, or you just came to one day and said, "I had my energy is different, and I like me now"?
Yeah, I realized like the way I was thinking and moving and feeling was healthier. My energy was like happy. I wasn't down. I wasn't sad. I wasn't affected by things that were going on around me. Like I shut everything out. I refocused. I regrouped. What's important? What do you value? Who are you at your core? What do you want out of life? And where are we going? And what's your purpose? And that is what I began to check myself on and begin to walk in that every day. So, yeah.
What's your purpose? Cut brake lines.
No, that's gonna get me in jail. So no, that's definitely not it. But I think
Sometimes they gotta learn.
y'all do gotta learn because y'all don't know when to stop. Why is that? May I pause and ask? Why do men just keep pressing? They just keep pressing.
It's above me now.
You know what? That kind of goes back to a conversation that we just had earlier. But you know what though? I think it's toxic. Honestly, the jokes aside, if we're going to be serious for a moment, I would say we learn toxic traits very young, and then they just become magnified and evolve as we get older. So, say for instance, how many times have you seen or heard someone say to a little kid or a little girl, or vice versa, like if he or she hits you, that mean they like you. That's why they messing with you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, if you like somebody, a lot of women say they like to be chased because they don't want to they don't want to come off as being too easy at the first advance. Whereas I have this theory is, if I know I know what my worth is on the market, and I come at you correctly, I'm not chasing you.
You're not gonna chase her at all.
If I ask you out and I come at you correctly and I do everything in appropriate fashion, I'm not chasing you. Well, I'm not chasing you 2-3 times. I have a lot of things I can do with my day and my life.
What is defined as chasing? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
If you deny me, you keep shutting me down, I'm not gonna stalk you or keep hitting you up every month trying to make a date. I'm not gonna continuously make plans for a date if you keep canceling. If you continuously shut me down, now I can understand if there's something going on, like say we make arrangements and then something happens. That's different. But I'm not one of those guys that's like, for lack of a better example, like Pepe Le Pew. Like if you shun me off, like I take my no and I go. That's what I do. So you can't say because women are. Okay, I have the best example of this. You said men probably struggle the most with being monogamous and the lying, right? Mm-hmm. Women are notorious for the mixed signals. I don't like mixed signals. Not just with women. I like to know where I stand with each person. I like to know where I stand with in relationships. I know how to move accordingly. If you're giving me mixed signals off top, what is the relationship going to be? Now, I'm not saying I want a woman to be too easy up front, because it's a difference. But it's a point of like, if you know why I'm here, you know why we're talking, you know what my interests are, you know what my interest is in you. Let's talk on that level. Let's not play games. And you can't say you don't want you want a man that doesn't play games and you play games off top.
Okay, so what if he or she, that's being chased?
Okay.
What if they're not making you chase them? What if they just like have like issues, like as far as like trust issues, or
That's
they
different.
have a
That's
lot
different.
going on in life.
Because it's communicated.
Well, sometimes it's not. Yeah.
Well, in that case, well, this is what ultimately usually what happens in that scenario. Say if you like, let's say for instance, if you see a guy, he comes at you correctly, but you're not really over like your past traumas. You express that to him, and he says he's trying to work through it. But if you continuously give him, I call it the ex-boyfriend tax. If you continuously tax him unjustifiably, he's going to get fed up with it eventually. Same thing women do. Women always talk about what men bring coming from their past relationships and trust and traumas, usually mother issues and stuff like that, right? And they continuously just unload all those unhealthy emotions on you. Women, you can't have it either way and to call it fair because it's convenient to you. If you have that, push that person away. Don't let them play. Don't let them in your space if you're not ready.
That's fair.
It's only fair because you can't give a person their time back.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think, too, that's why you have to sometimes take a break and isolate yourself because sometimes we as adults, we don't know how to communicate what we're feeling. You know what I mean? And so I think that's where it gets mixed up or whatever.
Yes. And to dovetail on your point and add more onto it, there are a lot of times where people are so good at lying it sounds real, and when someone's telling the truth, it sounds like the same lies that you just were fed. So I understand that, but that's where your discernment comes from. You have to have everything involves risk. You can't make an investment with the risk of losing something. What's greater for you, the gains or the potential losses? Or you can stay right there in your comfort zone and then also you can't be upset if you make that choice. We all have an opportunity to make our choices. Sometimes you win big, sometimes you lose big, sometimes you stay right where you are. It's just a matter of where it is. But if you're going to take that investment with somebody, especially with another person being involved, you have to be willing to go there when it's appropriate.
And that's a part of growth.
A lot of things I will see with women too is a man that has pursued them and they shunned him off early on. Maybe they might have been in their bad boy phase, or they could have been in some sort of just a different place in life where they wouldn't be receptive or to that type of man, or they just didn't see him that way. Times goes on and they maybe see him with someone else, and then they look at him and say, "Oh, I could have had this." It happens. Men do the same thing too. I've done it. Like the isolation you speak of, I would say I'm in that season myself right now, just based on looking at myself and holding myself accountable for the decisions I made with the people I've made my decisions with. Now I've taken upon myself to do the work using therapy, self-analyzing myself. That was redundant, but self-analyzing. Things that I've done, choices I've made, looking at like my subconscious attraction to certain types of women, and just holding myself accountable.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. You have to if you're ever going to be ready. Again, you have to do the evaluation and be emotionally available. And you can't be closed-minded. But then again, too, you have to grow up and know what you want. You know what I mean? And not settle in.
A woman knows what she wants. What you want to eat?
Right
I don't
now?
know. I don't know.
I want some Zaxby's right now.
Oh, that was quick. She did line her chakras up. Oh my goodness. She's like, I want a number
I want
two.
some chicken
With
strips.
the extra, they got zesty sauce or something?
It's what is it called? Zax sauce.
They not paying me, so I ain't promoting it. Look, she knew what she wanted
forgot,
off
but I
rip.
love
That
it.
was surprising. That was record timing. Now watch she change her mind in 5 minutes. They got tacos?
When I leave. I'm going straight there.
No, straight to
yeah.
Zaxby's with it. Okay.
I was gonna ask you a question.
Oh, hot seat. Wait, what? Go ahead.
So about what we were talking about. So with the women that you did feel like you had to like chase. Obviously, you're not talking to them anymore.
No,
Correct. Okay, so did you ever feel at some point in time with at least one of the women that you didn't maybe take a chance with being maybe just a little bit more aggressive because it wasn't the fact that they were trying to make you change?
Wait.
Chase them,
you
like-
said I should have. Did I think about being more aggressive with my pursuit?
Like with either one of the like women that you just cut off, like after the fact, like was there like one that you would say like maybe she wasn't trying to make me chase her, maybe it was certain issues personally that she was going through that, you know?
Well, I don't just I don't make a rash decision in the moment, and I step back from my emotions. I talk to myself first, analyze, am I seeing this correctly, or if I'm just letting my emotions guide my what I'm seeing. So I talk to myself first, and then if I don't get it, I bring it to the person, and we try to resolve the issue. That's the adult way of communicating that, and I'm fairly decent as far as saying what I want. I'm not fairly decent. I say what I want. I know what I want to eat before I go to the store. For back of a letter terms, so I bring case in point. I give you a situation. Girl I dated, I told her exactly my intentions, how I see her, what I want in a wife, and why I'm here. I said all that. Yeah. Okay. Month goes by. I think we got up to like maybe 3-4 months, and she was still showing signs of. It wasn't that she, and that girl in particular, it wasn't the fact that she thought I was lying. It was more so she had been in a long-term relationship, so she didn't want to be tied down. She wanted to explore the market. Okay, that's fine, but you can't keep me here. And while you can't live in this house and still going shopping for other places to live. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And then my thing is this: if you work multiple jobs, no job is getting all your effort.
That's real.
And that's all I was saying to her. And it wasn't like I gave an ultimatum. I said, look, if that's where you are, just let me know. I'll take my no and go. And it's not like, and even with that situation, I didn't close the door forever, because that's people do that in this generation, these times, and they walk around with a badge of honor as if they just they ended someone's world. I didn't say that. I said, look, I'd rather take a break, or we can end this now, whether we be friends or we never talk again. I'm fully prepared for that. However, if you come back, if I accept you back, it may not be as sweet as it was the first time. The attention I gave you the first time, it may not be the same, because now if I've given you my effort the first time, you may not get that.
But why
Sales
not?
change.
Why not? Why not?
They don't sell the McRib year round.
That's food.
That's totally different, right?
Can you fall in love with somebody?
Can you fall out of love with
Yeah.
somebody? Yeah. But
Then why can't my feelings be compromised?
okay, so you shouldn't, in my opinion, allow that person to come back if you don't feel the same, or if you don't have the same energy or effort to give to it. Like,
The energy and the effort is there. It's just let's see, let me say it. Let me figure out how to say it now. The energy and the effort is still there. I'm still going to be consistent in my actions. I'm not going to play games. I don't do that.
yeah.
But if I don't take you serious, because you have to prove to me that you're serious about being here, and not that you just went and I let you go play in the streets and you got your feelings hurt and you want to come over here where it's safe. If I let you in the house, maybe you just allowed to be in the living room. You can't go to the bedroom now. Or maybe I let you in the front yard, but you can't come in the house until you prove to me I need to let you back in there to that access.
So
Do women deny men certain forms of affection
Yeah.
because they don't act accordingly?
Absolutely.
And why would a man be wrong for doing the same thing?
Well, most of the time, I think you're getting ready to speak. Okay. Most of the time, if a woman does that, is it fair to say, like, if we cut them off or restrict them or whatever, they've done something? And it's not like like hurt you or some type of way?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that that's the case most of the time? Like if you say no, you can't come to the bedroom, or unless it's somebody you really don't have no interest in. But if it's somebody that you dealt with and you let them come back,
Right.
then you restrict them because they hurt you.
And they're so close to the point where they actually can't, where it could do
More damage.
a lot of damage.
All right.
So why wouldn't you have your
So what?
offense?
Now my next question is, what is the difference between women doing it to a man, and a man doing it to a woman?
Because most of the time, now,
Okay.
there are women that play and want to go shop around or whatever. But for women, most of the time, we're just uncertain. We go through so much as women, and we're like, we don't know if you mean what you actually said, or if you really want me, or you really want to commit to me. So it's like, you may take a break, fall back, don't show any interest, and then you're like, do you really was serious?
Okay.
Then you might come back around, and it's not like that you're trying to come back around because that didn't work out. It's just like you're in a clear space and you can see everything. I tell people all the time, you can't see what's for you or what's good for you when you have foggy lenses. You got to take a break. You got to go regroup, reprocess. You take your contacts out, put some, solution in them. Yeah. And come back and try to see clearly, because sometimes there's been times, I can speak for myself, where I've said, God, I can't see. I cannot see. And what I mean by that is I can't see what's for me, what's good for me, who's not for me, who's my friend, who's not my friend. Sometimes in life we can't see, and so I think that's the case sometimes.
Okay. Now, if the shoes were reversed and the man didn't see what was good for him, what was wrong with a woman being restrictive? Because it sounds like as if you agree with me, you just don't like the fact that I'm talking about a man doing it to a woman.
Because you said it in a different way. See, I took it as you were talking about just a woman that you met, and then things were like happening, versus we're talking about an actual relationship that could have did damage. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Everybody you let into your life, it has the potential to damage you in some form or fashion.
it just depends.
It depends on what level,
on the
what part of the place that you reside that they have access to, and how concrete the damage can be. Now, so the thing is, it doesn't seem like you guys have a problem with what I said. It's more so if you saying how I said it, it's no different. Is if a person doesn't see you for what you are, that's a them problem.
Absolutely. And I think that goes for male and female, and that goes back to
It's unilateral.
knowing your worth. You know what I mean?
But you're just reinforcing my original point. If I know what I'm worth and I know what you stand to get out there, but you want to go shopping, go shopping. But you come back on here, the sale might be different. The prices might be raised.
But that's a different context, though. She wanted to go shopping. It's a difference from, I think, and that's what you were saying,
yeah.
a person wanting to go shopping, and then a person just not knowing what may or may not be good for them or fit them, or just where they are in life in general. And they don't want to step on anybody. They don't want to, misuse anybody. They don't want to, hurt a good person. Like, they can look over there and see sometimes, and sometimes they can't. They're not really sure if it's good or not. You know what I mean?
I understand.
So, yeah.
I understand. But prices change on the market. The house that you loved last year is not the same price it was last year. It might have gone up, might have gone down. You don't know. Do you still want to live there? Yes or no? And if we're using this metaphor, by what we're talking about, it's a yes. But you also have to accept the changes that have been made in the time that you were trying to occupy the space. The market could have gone up in a good way. The neighborhood could have gone down.
Okay, so go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's still on the market for them for a reason. So
No, not necessarily.
I'm saying if you're saying things are gonna be different, things are gonna change, prices are gonna go up, things are gonna be different, then they still have access to that house. So
They don't have access to the house. They may not. Like I'm saying, you may not be able to afford the house anymore. In my case, it was a situation where it's like, look, what you wanted from me, I'm not willing to give it to you right now because you don't fit what I was trying to do then. You got to accept that.
And then, okay. So,
And the same thing goes for me. If you tell me you're not in a place where I can occupy what you want and need, if I can't fulfill that right now, I got to accept that. It's no different from you. It goes both ways.
so, okay, sometimes I feel like when we as human beings make mistakes, we're not like really graceful about the situation. You can tell like a person that made like a genuine mistake or a bad choice or whatever.
Right.
Versus a person that is just trying to get over it when they come back or whatever.
Yeah.
So if that person is genuine,
That's what the ex and boyfriend, girlfriend and boyfriend tax is.
you got to do like grace though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, but we're not perfect creatures. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying I'm immaculate in all these facets or anything like that. I'm just saying where I made myself available to someone, it may not be the same level of interaction. Case in point, if I've offered someone a free service because that I was in a given spirit and I was doing well in life, I have available surplus of service because I'm trying to do right by other people and give people opportunity to do something for themselves. If you say no, by all means, I take my no and go. You don't want it. But if you come back around the same time next year and I'm not in that place and my price is going up because of the amount of work that I have in front of me, now you have to pay. You have to pay for the service I was willing to give for free last year. It's no different in feelings. That's why it's called emotional investments.
and then there's preference, right?
Yeah.
You know, if that's how you choose to be, and if that's the restrictions and boundaries you choose to set for yourself, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, but there's no wrong in that. It's if you still prefer what I had to offer, you wanted this year instead of last year. Okay, we can talk about it, but it just might be different.
Have you ever, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Have you ever went to a store and you saw something that you wanted, you didn't get it, and then you get home and you're like, I should have got that. And you say, I hope it's still there when I get there. Same thing.
Yeah, but now you take the risk of. I just did it with crypto. I should have bought it at this price when it was cheap. If I would have made the investment then, my money would have came back 2-3-fold. I waited because I was nervous, trying to play the market. Came back when I wanted to make my entry point, it was 20 cents higher. That's a me problem because the market changed. There's no difference in people. It doesn't sound good. It sounds very absolute matter of fact and kind of heartless based on the way I'm delivering it, but it's true. If we just get past the emotional aspect of like the delivery of it, it's just pure facts of like 1 + 1 and 2. A, B, naturally C follows. We can't skip these steps when it comes to people.
I mean, but sometimes you have to, before, like, unless it was just something that was very bad or very toxic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Of course you.
And that
you're
could be a
guarded.
season too. Like if we're being in all fairness, like if you just meet, I have multiple people that I've met in my bad season but I also have to accept that I might have damaged a good thing because I wasn't prepared to deal with it when it came across my face. And I just got to live with it. Now, that's where you become more grateful if you allowed that opportunity to go for another run. But you have to take it if you don't get it back. The item that you wanted, that you could have got, it might not be there when you got back.
Yeah, but sometimes it is.
Yeah, and that's where you're lucky, but you have to understand that too.
Yeah.
Or if it's still there, it might be a different price. It might have gone up, might have gone down. Same thing.
Deal busters. So, but
Yeah.